Hey guys, welcome to the MagFed Ranch Paintball channel, and today I'm going to be finishing up round 2 of our Q&A. But before I get into it guys, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, share, and comment. Alright, so let's get into it. So guys, this is going to be part 2 of round 2 of Q&A. So guys, go check out part 1 if you haven't seen it yet. I'm going to try to go through all the comments. Love all the comments guys, keep them coming, questions, criticisms, whatever, positive, negative, I love all of them, so just please keep them coming. I'll try to answer all your guys' questions in these videos, so watch out for these videos if you guys want to have your comments and questions heard, okay? So starting from, looks like Warren Hughes commented on the top 5 things we hate about the Valken M17. I've been out of the paintball game for a long time. I've been thinking about returning. Is there any benefits to MagFed versus Hopper? I can't seem to find an answer. Well, MagFed and Hopper are just two different styles of gameplay. Obviously, the Hopper, you know, you're going to have a lot more rounds, but you're going to be lacking in obviously accuracy, precision, and distance that is capable with the MagFed marker if you're using first strike rounds, though. If you're just using regular round ball with the MagFed, it's obviously going to be a disadvantage. The Hopper is going to have way more firepower, especially with the electronic guns that that have a higher rate of fire, air efficiency, all those things. So where MagFed is going to have the advantage over Hoppers, obviously, if you're using first strike rounds. So that's kind of where the benefits are going to be with the MagFed. And then of course, just the realism, just the if you enjoy the gameplay of having to reload using magazines. It's pretty much as real as you can get, Call of Duty, military experience you can get out there. More so than Airsoft. That's my personal opinion, but you guys obviously have other opinions out there. Definitely share them. Damon Hicks responded to Warren Hughes' comment. He says, I'm not into paintball, but as someone who trains law enforcement and security, MagFed would make it a better as a training tool simulation of reloads. Maybe for the scenario paintball person. 100% Damon. Yeah, MagFed paintball, especially with first strike rounds, is gonna probably be the most realistic simulation, reloads, accuracy that you're gonna be able to get out there. I say even more so than simulation, even though obviously the simulations would have the real cartridges, the shell ejecting. Obviously it would be using a real rifle, real AR, converted to use simulation, but the accuracy of the first strike rounds is going to be way better than simulations. Okay, Street Cleaner responded or commented on the top 5 things we do not like about the first strike T15. It says, because this marker is so easy to work on, my routine maintenance every time before I play, I make sure everything is oiled that needs it, O-rings, bolts, etc. Make sure that the top plates on the mags are tight with no player movement that will cause misfeeds and flips and chops. It's okay to use round ball low. Just get a freak barrel and match the bore size. These markers are very effective with round ball that you match to a barrel or vice versa. A lot of paintball fields don't allow FSRs, and besides, shooting full auto with FSRs is a money dump, and full auto is fun. If you want your T15 to have a full auto, you must buy the full auto kit with the selector switch included, not hard to install, and costs around $250. Yeah, very good insight and comments, Street Cleaner. Once again, I think the T15 is a very reliable marker. A lot of the MagFed markers out there are reliable, but just like Street Cleaner was saying, you just have to learn its tweaks. You just got to learn its quirks and just make sure that you have it set up properly every time you go up play and every time in between rounds. In terms of FSR, yes, there's a lot of fields that won't use FSR, but the ones that do, I think you should play with FSR. Full auto is fun, but unnecessary, especially with the accuracy and the distance. But to each their own. Obviously, if you can afford it, play full auto. But I think just like real life, where full auto is more of a fun thing than an actual effective and necessary option, semi-auto is more than enough for MagFed. Okay. Night Goji responded on the top 5 things we hate about the First Strike T15. I'm sorry, not to do with your First Strike T15. Says, where did you get that mock suppressor? Love the build. Okay, so the mock suppressors you can get from MCS, or of course Lapco makes them as well too. The MCS ones are the Reaper or the SOCOM suppressor. Guys, go check out that video, tabletop reviews I did on those suppressors. And of course the Lapco suppressor, that's their QDS suppressor that will work with their barrels. And so that's the mock suppressor for that one, okay? DRC Paintball commented on the 40-yard accuracy of our MR12 Mod 1 marker, and he says, isn't this just a T15? Yes. So the cool thing about the T15, M17, those markers are highly adaptable, highly modifiable, modular in essence. And so you can make them look like real life, real steel rifles, right? Whether that's a Mark 12, Mark 18, Mark 11. So many different build options available using the T15 because it's pretty much like an AR platform, okay? East Coast Less Lethal says, there are quite a few shaped 50 caliber projectiles out there in various molds, most available from Home Defense 24. They will work in the mark or not is another story. Yes, so this is a comment on the Valken EM50 video, guys. And yes, yes, there are a lot of shaped projectiles in 50 caliber, but you know, 50 caliber is still not, I guess, tested and proven yet, like the 68 caliber and how accurate they are versus 68 caliber. I would love to do some testing in the future with them, but there's just a lot more information with the 68 caliber FSR out there right now. Just Zach commented on the MagFed myth busting, is Valken M17 a good choice for new players video? States, could just be my environment, but is anyone else's M17 parts rusting easily? Probably use it for a solid 3 rec days when I would mess around with it for a game or two. I clean my markers the day or day after when I get home, but almost every screw is rusted. Operator error, or is MCS giving out some nasty bolt screws? I did notice that, guys, with the earlier generation M17s. I did notice that the screws that held the bodies together were rusting. So I don't know if maybe it was a coating that they used on the early gen. I haven't experienced that recently with the Valken M17s. But with the early Milsig M17s, I did notice that. So I don't think MCS is, because they don't make the markers, I don't think it's MCS doing it. I think it was probably just a coating that the M17s were being applied with. Kenneth Hutchison's commented on our Mark 12 Mod 1 paintball marker clone tabletop review. Says, will you ever sell the furniture kits for these? I'm definitely thinking of possibly selling the furniture for all the clone builds, guys, in the future, and of course all the accessories like the muzzle devices. I'm currently working with some machinists and some, CNC guys, 3D printer guys to potentially do it in the future. But right now, I'm just kind of happy and content building these markers and hopefully just trying to sell these marker builds for now, guys. But we'll see. We'll see if there's a market out there in the future. Leto MagFed Paintball responded on the MagFed myth busting. Does the new generation T15 need to be modified? And unfortunately, guys, it's in Spanish, but I am going to translate it right now. Rough translation, guys. It says, thank you, and recently acquired this new version. Waiting for any new information. Regards. Okay, so yeah, it's just so must have just picked up the new generation T15. Guys, go check out the video. But like I was telling you, the main thing I really love about the new T15 is the handguard barrel adapter, right? So it kind of eliminated the barrel wobble. And of course, it comes with a new M-LOK handguard, which I think is really nice, lightweight. If you're not into cloning markers, I think that the new T15 setup would be more than enough for most players. Okay. D. Carlton commented on our GX Pump CS3 PCP air compressor review video. It says, great review, thanks. Thanks, D. Carlton, for the comment. Nicholas Pacheco commented on the one marker to rule them all. What if you could only choose one video? It says, the EMF over all these air hogs. Yeah, the EMF definitely, is going to be more efficient. But once again, it's got its pros and its cons. I think it's obviously a very reliable marker from all accounts. Very efficient, very reliable. But once again, I just don't like the fact that it doesn't look like any type of real steel marker. It's obviously one of the more expensive markers as well. But yeah, I would love to do a review on it for you guys in the future. Definitely look out for that. Night Goji commented on that same video. He says, SAR 12C all the way, baby. The SAR 12C, once again, a great marker. Obviously, it's available in bolt action and semi-automatic engine. But, it's such a very specific marker when you start looking at the bolt action version of it, that unless you're a DMM or a sniper position, I think the EMF, the T15, the M17, I think there's just better options out there for everyday gameplay. And like I said, guys, go watch out my accuracy videos, but the semi-automatic markers, they're more than capable out to 100 yards. Yes, the SAR 12 bolt action with, match grade FSR, potentially can get maybe 1 or 2 inch better groupings at the further distances, maybe even a little bit better. But, for its such unique specific role, and of course the cost as well, I think the T15 or the semi-automatic markers are just as capable. Mr. Montage commented on the top 5 things we hate about the Valken M17 video, stated, where did you get that scope? So, Mr. Montage, a lot of the scopes that I'm using on my builds, and obviously what I recommend, are just crossbow scopes. Whether that's the Hawk XB crossbow scopes or the True Glow OptiSpeed ones, or of course even the Killer Instinct Lumix ones. Guys, go check out the reviews on those crossbow scopes. But the crossbow scopes work really well with our first strike shooting mag-fed markers. And of course, in terms of red dots, pretty much any red dot will work, but some really good options out there, of course, are the Sightmark, the Beerus, the Bushnell. They're just more affordable options versus the real aim points or real EOTechs. Okay. Jinpak stated on the Hawk XB1 crossbow scope video, he says, you should get the Vortex XBR2, comes with the rings and lifetime warranty, or the new Athlon crossbow scopes. Jin, I might try your suggestions, but I looked into those scopes previously, and for the cost, and of course just for the features that they have, they're kind of there on the high-end side versus the other options that I've recommended in the past. That being said, I think those companies make great products, so I think those will be really good scope options. Definitely would love to do a review for the future just to compare. So, next comment. Marcus Smith commented on the versus head-to-head, the T15 versus M17 video. He says, hi, what is the display stand you have for the M17? Okay, guys, so the display for the M17s is going to be an airsoft rifle display stand, and you need one for the G36 style of rifles, because of course the M17's magazine is bigger than your standard AR magazine, and unfortunately it's just slightly different than an AR-10 magazine, enough that the AR-10 holder won't work. So you want to use the G36 holder for an airsoft rifle. Okay, guys? Cool. Next comment is from Spanky Swank, and this is on the top 5 things to make the M17 reliable with FSR video. And comment, have you ever checked out the 468? Guys, go check out my, not MagFed worthy video on the 468. I have extensive knowledge with the 468. Great marker with round ball, some really cool features like the lock bolt and the freaking, anti-drop mechanism, but with first strike rounds, magazine wise, not reliable magazine for first strike, and then all those additional kind of features, it just doesn't make it work well with first strike. So, and then of course it has some other kind of reliability and maintenance issues as well too, but guys, the 468, I wouldn't recommend it over some of the other markers I've recommended. Okay, Eric Bergfield commented on the not MagFed worthy backup pistols are useless video. It says, "Ah, no wonder I didn't recognize any of the firearms your thumbnail. These are paintball guns." Yeah, these are paintball markers, Eric. Yeah, so that's what I focus on here is MagFed paintball markers, all right, and specifically first strike shooting MagFed paintball markers. Angry Cruiser 203 stated on the unboxing of the newest T15 generation T15 video, says that is a nice and beautiful marker. Yeah, the new T15 guys, really nice marker. Like I said, I love the new handguard, love the new barrel adapter. I think they fixed a lot of the issues with the newest generation. Okay. Next comment is from Crec44, and this is on the top 5 things we hate about the First Strike T15. It says, "Nice video. I have a Gen 4 full auto. I run modified V2 mags where the functions of the spring release and ball retention have been relocated to the bottom of the upper receiver. Modified selector switch and aftermarket barrel stabilization. There were some major issues with the T15 platform, but over time I fixed them. I have a video on my channel detailing the mods if you're interested." Hey guys, I'm definitely interested. Guys, go check out Crec44's videos on how to make the T15 more reliable and better working for you guys. So thank you so much for the video suggestions and comments, Crec44. But yeah, the T15 guys, great marker. Wants you guys understand and learn and work with all its quirks. Okay. Banshee 107 commented on Crec44's comments. He says, "What is the name of the video? Can you send the link?" And then Bleeded Bull commented as well. It says, Banshee 107 would like to know too. So guys, go check out Crec44's channel and video if you guys want those things. Tommy D commented on the We Need This Now Christmas Edition standardization video. It says promo SM. Don't know what that means, Tommy, but I appreciate you commenting. Rick Birmingham commented on the One Marker to Rule Them All video, commented, "If you can only have one and actually want to play, then the EMF MG is the only choice. 100% reliable, very customizable, efficient, can swap to hopper fed for scenario with high capacity." Guys, I know there's a lot of players out there that love the EMF because it's rock solid out of the box, super reliable, customizable to a point, right? With all the different 3D printed kind of accessories that are available out there for it. So definitely customizable. But once again, like I said, my cons, and this is my personal cons, but hey guys, post some marker videos out there or post some marker photos of your customized EMF out there and show everyone else what you can do with them. But they just don't look like real rifles, guys. I'm a very big real steel, proponent. So I love playing with markers that look like the real rifles, especially the real clone rifles. And that's kind of my big gripe with the EMF. And then of course cost, it's more than a T15 stock, and of course it's way, it's almost double the price of an M17. So, but yeah, the EMF, definitely a good choice. The Big C channel commented on the whole not MagFed worthy backup pistols are useless video. He says, "Grimberg has an awesome FSC TCP Kydex with a Safariland drop mount option. Also, Pepperball just came out with a quick pierce TCP rather than a screw pierce mag system." Sweet, guys, go check out the Big C channel. Like I was telling you, there's not that many drop leg options, holster options for our pistol markers. So the fact that there's a couple out there, or there's one out there, go check that out. And then I definitely would like to see that screw pierce, or I'm sorry, the quick pierce TCP option. That would be kind of cool to probably make it a little bit more, obviously, CO2 friendly, so that way you're not having to carry a marker that's always constantly charged. Okay, DRC Paintball commented on the Hawk XB1 tabletop review video. It says, "No sight picture in video equals massive fail." Yeah, I'm so sorry, DRC Paintball. This was one of my earlier videos before I kind of learned how to, obviously add more content on my videos, but some of my more recent videos, if you guys will watch it, I did post in the picture-in-picture, the reticles of the crossbow scopes. Okay, guys. So yeah, I apologize, DRC Paintball. Spanky Swank commented on the unboxing of the newest generation T15 video, and he says, "Have you tried the MCS 468? I've had 2 years ago. They rocked, built tough, no trouble." Yeah, once again, Spanky Swank, I have extensive knowledge with the 468, and unfortunately, like I said, it just doesn't work well with first strike rounds. Okay. RG Airgun Ninja commented on the top 5 things to make the Valken M17 reliable video. It says, 3 weeks ago, Aaron Camel commented, and 3 weeks ago asked a very important question, still not answered. You are at 202 subs at the moment. Getting questions answered or just having a reply to a comment is very important. Usually, what I have seen, when people get famous and well known, they forget their subs. Personally, I myself will eventually unsubscribe when this happens. Communication is the key, my friend. It is vital in relationships, your job, and business, you name it, it's always important. Usually in the beginning, people reply to their subs and are so happy to do it because they're trying to build up their sub list. But in the case of so many, they start slowing down. Eventually, our sub list gets greater, and most will often stop altogether as their sub list begins to rise into higher numbers. Next time a cop pulls you over, you just don't roll down your windows. Oh, I'm saying, just don't roll down your windows, lock your doors, look straight ahead, and after letting him shout at you for 5 minutes, just drive off and see what that gets you low. Yes, communication is always the key. Yeah, RG Airgun Ninja, I appreciate the criticism. You know, I work a lot. You know, I own multiple businesses. Obviously have family and kids. You know, whatever excuse you want to listen to or not, but my time is precious. So this is the reason why I try to make these Q&A videos, so I can answer all your guys' questions and comments. And of course, I always try to answer some of your comments in you know, next video, right? So if I hear a comment or question in that was on a previous video, I'll try to answer it in another video coming up. So just watch out for that as well. But guys, I'm super limited, so I will try to answer those questions as best as I can on these Q&As. But of course, please help me out there as a community. If you guys know the answers to some of the people's comments and questions, hey, feel free to comment and answer them for them. I appreciate it. Aaron Taylor commented on the First Strike FSR adjustable riser video. He says, "What crossbow scope do you recommend?" Aaron Taylor, I love the Hawk XB1 crossbow scope. Now, if you're looking for an actual specific, you know, mag-fed paintball design scope, obviously the Karmatech Supremacy scope is a good option. But it's, you know, that's really the only one that was designed for First Strike mag-fed markers. In terms of crossbow scope, like I was telling you, the Hawk ones are really good. And I do, the second choice would be the True Glow OptiSpeed or the Lumix Killer Instinct. I still think the Hawk is the best choice, though. Don Prolex responded to that comment from Aaron Taylor. He says, "Get a Lumix Killer Instinct. It has a speed ring that goes down to 270, and it has an eye relief of 3 or 4 inches. It's super cheap and Cabela's, and it's a third of the price of the Supremacy scope, and it's very comparable and it has better eye relief." Yes, those are all true, Don. Definitely affordable. Lumix Killer Instinct is a really good, I'm not going to say great, but good crossbow scope for its price. It has all those features that you talked about, but the one thing bad about it, like it, is the adjustments on it is very crappy, for lack of better words. The Hawk and the other options are way more positive when it comes to the elevation and windage adjustments. And then this is true of all crossbow scopes, but the Supremacy scope's reticle BDC is obviously more accurate because the crossbow scopes were meant for a crossbow bolt. And since the FSR doesn't weigh the same as a crossbow bolt, the drop is not 100% exact. Okay, Corey Stock commented on the versus T15 versus M17 video. It says, "Less talking, more shooting." Sorry, Corey, a lot of these videos, except for my shooting accuracy test videos, are just me talking and rambling, but it's pretty much to give you guys all the information that I've been able to glean from all my testing and research and stuff like that. So I will definitely try to do more shooting videos in the future, but hopefully you guys get the information that I was trying to convey with those videos. Caleb Doom commented on the Valken EM50 video. It says, "Confused as why it's a 50 instead of a 68. Me as well, Caleb. I think the 68 would have given them way more options, especially with less lethal, first strike, rubber rounds, the cast, all the rounds that were made for the FN 303 less lethal marker, right? But hey, I know there's a lot of less lethal rounds and options out there with the 50 caliber, but I don't know. I just think the 68 would have been a lot better. If you had to ask me, I think the reason why they went with 50 is probably because of the in essence the engine, right? How the projectile is being fired downrange, right? I think the 50 is smaller, it's lighter, so I think it's going to be a little bit easier to use with the whatever system, the propulsion system that they're using. Okay, Just Zach commented on the how to disassemble and reassemble the M17 18-round magazines. He says, "Hey man, I love your videos on the M17, but I see that you never go into the topic of custom magwells. There's the Mamba from MagFed markers that make the M17 compatible with T15 mags, as well as some allow for TIPX, TMC, and maybe even die dams. But my question is, do you think buying M17 mags is worth it when I could go with T15 mags and Mamba mags, which has an M4 style mag release, as well as the better looking mags?" Yeah, so you just hit it on the nail on the head there, Just Zach. So the M17, like I told you guys, the 18 round magazines is by far one of the most reliable magazines out there. The EMF mags I know are super reliable as well, but the M17 mags, I'm telling you guys, with first strike rounds is super reliable as well. More reliable than the T15 mags, unfortunately, due to the follower design. I haven't gotten into the other magazines, Just Zach, because obviously right now I'm trying to promote just the marker builds with the M17. I will do some other marker builds in the future using the different magwells, so watch out for those videos. But yeah, function over form, right? I think the 18 round M17 mags is just a really reliable mag, so switching to the other magazines to me right now, besides the looks, really isn't worth it. Okay, Don Prolex commented on the not MagFed worthy backup pistols video. It says, "In my opinion, it's better to have it than not. Their strength is in CQB situations. I found my FSC has come in handy in the right situations, gotten a lot of eliminations with it." Yeah, Don, I carry a backup as well too. I was just making a video to kind of give the flip side, right? The devil's advocate of why you might not want to carry a backup pistol. So yeah, I think in those rare situations where the backup pistol would come in handy, it's definitely an option, a good option to have than not have. But once again, probability of using it, I haven't seen the probability of using it as much. Maybe you have out there. So if you're the type of player that uses a pistol a lot in CQB situations, or constantly transitioning to a pistol, I can definitely see the pistol as a good option. Okay. Lucas commented on the how to install a stock ring and guide rod into your T15 video. Says, "Gauge position can be changed with this regulator. I think the DEF CON channel has a video on it." Yeah, you can definitely change the gauge position on that first strike air tank, but once again, you're still going to run into a problem as far as where it's oriented from one marker to another marker. But yeah, you definitely can do that. So Lucas is right. Smoking Uncle Frank commented on the MagFed modding how to make the TIPX FSR capable with the Tippmann long range kit video. He says, "The bold dose does not seal by itself. There's a white nylon O-ring you have to use it or it leaks. So tell me what's the white O-ring you left out of assembly. That's what seals the bolt." Yes, you're 100% correct, Smoking Uncle Frank. There was one O-ring left that I didn't replace. It was obviously the CO2 chamber cap, right? So yeah, without that O-ring, it would leak from there, but my O-ring was still okay, so I didn't replace it. Rodrigo Rodriguez commented on the same, on the stock ring and guide rod T15 video. It says, "Great video. I just use a simple butt pad on the end of the tank, much lighter. I can't stand the guide rod low." Yeah, You know, everyone's got their preference. I personally like the guide rod, but some people prefer the sticker setup, and like Rodrigo was saying, he prefers just the end cap. Hey, whatever works for you guys. The Hitman commented on that same video, the guide rod video, says, I think it was a 5th generation that they switched it. Okay, cool. Thank you, the Hitman, for clarifying that. So that's kind of when, from the 4th generation to the 5th generation is when they went from the guide rod to the new sticker, you know, free floating slider air tank setup. Okay, guys? Just Zach commented on the not MagFed worthy backup pistols video. He says, I haven't played MagFed yet, but in the fields where the builds are extremely CQB, I don't want to be ripping rentals with FSR when I'm 10 feet away. If we are talking realism, I'll be getting the Glock for when I start MagFed. Yeah, I mean, guys, at the end of the day, guys, go watch my video of debunking the whole FSR is dangerous video. At the end of the day, you're shooting the rounds at the same feet per second, or you should be. I know there's a lot of guys that turn up the FPS out there, and especially, you know, with fields where they don't chronograph and are, you know, really checking everyone's marker. But if you're shooting 280, you know, feet per second with a round ball, it's pretty much going to be very close to 280 feet per second with a first strike round at 10 yards. Okay, I get the shell's a little bit stiffer, a little bit harder, but it's pretty brittle. It breaks fairly easy. So, I mean, if you're scared of getting shot at 10 feet away, you know, with a paintball round, it's going to be very similar with a first strike round if you're shooting the same feet per second, okay? In terms of the Glock that you're talking about, Just Zach, unfortunately, the Glock pistol is a 43 caliber marker. I just don't like the 43 caliber markers. I mean, the paintballs don't have enough energy. Sometimes they don't break. They're not that reliable. I've had those markers as well, and I just, no. The 68 caliber, or at least the 50 caliber, I think would be a better option for a pistol. Okay, Soul Vanguard commented on the not MagFed worthy, the 4C8 video I was referring to. It says, looks like MCS are intending to release a revision of the 468 in the summer. Oh man, Soul Vanguard, that would be sweet. I haven't heard that yet, but if you guys out there have heard that they're releasing a revised 468, hopefully the magazine design have changed, maybe hopefully some of the internals have changed. Go check out that video, but you know, I explain all the issues with that marker. Yeah, hopefully they improve upon it. That would be awesome. Silence4521 commented on the MagFed Mythbusting the M17 cannot shoot FSR's video. It says, I really like the build in the thumbnail. If I was looking to get parts for the build, what would I be looking for? Unfortunately, right now, guys, I'm not offering any of the handguards or anything like that for the build, but in terms of the stock, for example, on that build, Silence 4521, it's the MCS SCA buttstock, I believe. The adapter for the handguard you can get from MCS as well. And then, of course, the sights and the hand grip are just HKS style grips and sights, so you can just get that from any, you know, place that sells sights and grips, okay? Scott Thomas commented on the Hawk XB 3x32 map crossbow video. It says, just purchased the scope for my Barnett XP380. Good review. Thanks for posting. Yeah, no problem, Scott. I know you posted this. You put this scope on your crossbow, but it will work with MagFed markers as well, shooting first strike rounds. Okay. Okay. So hey, that was the last comment, guys. Thank you so much for all your comments. Continue shooting out comments to me. If you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. Hit a huge thumbs up for me. And like I said, please post in comments. I love each and every one. Check you guys next time. Peace.